Why is peace so fragile in the world? What is happening in the United States today makes us wonder if humanity is fundamentally incapable of peace and coexistence. Is that why we live on the brink of violence all the time? What does it take for one to crush another's throat to death, even as someone is gasping and pleading for breath? It takes a mind that is simmering in hate. It takes a mind that is simmering in anger for a long time to do such an act of unthinkable cruelty. What does it take to burn down someone's home, someone's property, and lifetime's labor? It takes insane amounts of anger and hate again. Every few years, racial violence has erupted in America again and again. Each time it emerged, it was pushed back into the shadows. Has this not happened several thousands of times in the past? We are only repeating history. America over the years has addressed racial violence with values and ideals. When you merely parrot values and ideals, you're simply denying your own inner truth. America has looked up to great leaders to lead their nation to peace. Today it is more than obvious that values are insufficient, and leaders to whom you could look up to are in short supply. But how do we stop this once and for all? I'm urging you to look deeper. What America needs today and what the world needs today is an authentic immersion in truth. Has each one of us taken the time to observe ourselves? Only in honestly recognizing our own judgments, our own prejudices and hates, only in seeing our arrogance and consequent overt and covert violence we perpetuate, can we unlearn these deeply ingrained individual and collective thinking patterns. The nation itself must be ready to enter this crucible of truth. You must bring attention to the anger and insecurity that is simmering within you. Hate makes you afraid, and fear makes you hate further. It is an endless contagion spreading from one person to another person. It is spreading from one generation to another. Of course, discrimination is a fundamental human problem, and it is just not an American problem. Look at every nation. You will see this ugly and monstrous head emerging from the shadows in different guises. America discriminates on the basis of race. India discriminates on the basis of caste. China discriminates on the basis of class. Middle East discriminates on the basis of religion. And most nations discriminate on basis of gender. These fires of racial discrimination, social discrimination, gender discrimination have been passed on as behaviors and mealtime stories by grandparents and parents to grandchildren and children. What these behaviors and stories have been building in every generation of people are states of anger, insecurity, hate, and violence. These simmering emotions are buried under the surface until a painful event like this flares it up and then brings it back to surface. It explodes on the world as retaliation, rebellion, killings, and murder. The question we need to ask is, what do we really want? To add more anger and hate into our painful memories and create more such violence? Or to stop these painful events from happening in the world? What do we really want? We need people who are truly peaceful within, lead demonstrations for violence to end. We need vast number of people to meditate for peace in human consciousness. Let us realize we cannot bring peace through violence. We need an inner evolution if we must have a successful external revolution. Humanity has long passed the phase of bloody revolutions. It is time we evolve to use peaceful methods as triggers for change. Every parent and grandparent must become conscious being who passes on beautiful states of connection and oneness to their children and grandchildren through their stories and conversations. Every teacher must be conscious human beings who roots out the ideas of division and discrimination from young minds and educate them on how we are one and not different. Every politician, and leader must nurture compassion in their own consciousness, and their actions must reflect it. Every revolutionary must hold universal well-being as an objective before they set out on streets. Because peace in the world is a strange thing. It is either there for all of us or for none of us. Every individual must make sure that they create an energy of oneness and connection between people wherever they go. Let each of us be a change maker, and change will happen.